Dimmi le tue verità, Coraline, Coraline, dimmi le tue verità, Coraline, Coraline, dimmi le tue verità.
G'day guys, my name's Dave and welcome to another Guitars Already Hero song tutorial. In this lesson, I'll teach you how to play Coraline by Neskin, and this is an awesome track. It's got a lot of cool guitar parts to it. Now, all the guitar that you hear in this lesson is recorded using the Boss Katana 100 Mark II. If you want the tone patches, I'll leave a link to them in the description below. If you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to guitarsalreadyhero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook, or if you want to improve on your guitar in general, then sign up to Guitars Already Hero Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course. Let's jump into the lesson. Okay, so let's start with the intro. Now, for the tone, I've just basically got a clean amp and I'm just using some reverb, so really basic, and I'm using the neck pickup here. So we'll start with this D minor shape here. So it's basically just two notes out of the D minor bar chord. So you can play 5th fret of the 5th string with your index, and I like using my ring finger to hit 6th fret of the 2nd string. Now, this first bar is really easy because we're just going to alternate between the bass note and then the 2nd string. This riff actually has a bit of a swing feel to it. So the bass note, which is always on the click, is held out a little longer than the 2nd string note. So it's 1, 2, and 3, 4. For the finger picking, I like using my thumb for that bass note and my middle finger for the 2nd string. Notice that swing feel. The downbeats are held longer than the upbeat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's our first bar. Then we'll slide this exact shape up to the 10th and 11th frets. So there's no need to actually lift your fingers here. Just keep them on those strings and slide them all the way up to 10th and 11th. Now this is based off a G minor chord. So again, if you were to play a G minor bar chord, we're just taking that note and that note. And those are the two main notes that make a minor chord anyways. So you got your root and your flat third. So if you played just that by itself, it sounds very close to that. So we're going to pluck this for one bar as well. Then for the third bar, we're shifting this shape down to the 7th and 8th frets. So this is based off an E minor bar chord, but we're just playing the root and the flat 3. So that for one bar, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we'll shift these two fingers up. So our index finger will go up to the 8th fret of the 5th string. So this is an F now, and our ring finger goes up 2 frets to the 10th fret. So this shape is slightly different to the others. This is now based off a major bar chord. So we've got the root and the major third there. So this is F major. We're going to play this for half the bar. So 1 and 2 and then we'll shift back down to the E minor for the rest of it. 3, 4, and that's it for the intro, verse 1, and also the outro. So. Next we get to verse 2 and the chord progression changes a little bit, but we are still finger picking here. So we're going to play a B flat chord like this, but again, we're only playing a few of the notes out of the main bar chord. So index on the 6th fret of the 6th string, ring finger on the 8th fret of the 4th, and middle finger on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. Now I'm going to pluck the 6th string with my thumb and then pluck the 4th and 3rd strings with my index and middle finger. And we're going to play this for a full bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And we slide this whole shape up 2 frets. So this is a C major. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then we go back to our shapes that we had in the intro. So we're going to play that F shape for half a bar. 1 and 2 and then down to the E minor. 3 and 4 and down to the D minor, 1 and 2 and slide this down again to a C shape. So this is the same as the F shape, but just down at 3rd and 5th frets. 3 and 4. So those last 2 bars. And the full line of tab. Now that gets played again and again, and to end verse 2, we're just going to play the B flat for 1 bar and then slide up to our C and end it there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now for verse 3, I've changed tones here. Now I've added a booster here, so I've added an overdrive pedal, and I'm also using the bridge pickup now. Next we get to verse number 3, which is also the chorus. And this is really simple, it's just 4 chords. So we're gonna play a D minor bar chord. And then we have a D minor slash A. So with your index finger, just lift it and hit the A note. So the 5th fret of the 6th string. Keep the 5th string muted. So you're not barring that index finger. You're literally just holding down that 6th string and everything else is muted. But you're keeping your other fingers where they were from the D minor. So that's D minor slash A. And then we have B major 7. So for that, we're just sliding our index finger up 1 fret to the 6th fret. Again, keep the 5th string muted, only the 6th string, and your other fingers will remain where they are. And then finally, we go to a G5 power chords. So it looks like that. Now the strumming pattern here is going to go down, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, up. Now there's going to be 2 chords within each strumming pattern, and the point at which we'll change chords is on that 2nd up strum. So just after the 3 beat. So the D minor to the D minor slash A. And we do the exact same thing for the B flat major 7 to the G5. So. And in total for verse number 3 slash the chorus. And that's repeated again and again. Next we get to the interlude, and we're just sort of outlining the chords here. So we start around a D minor triad. So that's just the bottom part of your D minor chord. So 7th fret of the 3rd, 6th fret of the 2nd, and 5th fret of the 1st string. So we're going to start by plucking the 2nd string and then the 3rd string, and then the 1st, and then the 2nd and 3rd. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you'll bar your index finger across the 5th frets of the 3rd and 2nd string. We'll pluck the 2nd string, 3rd string, and then we'll pluck both strings together, and then the 2nd and 3rd strings again. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. For the 3rd bar, we'll start off the same way, and then we'll pluck the 2nd string and hammer on to the 6th fret, and then let go, pluck the 5th fret and the 5th fret of the 3rd string, and slide down to 3rd. So this bar. And then with our index finger here, put your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. We'll pluck the 2nd, 3rd, open 1st, and then 2nd string. So that's the 1st R. And then slide this shape up 2 frets, and then pluck 2nd and 3rd, 2nd and 3rd. So this bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, and in total for the interlude. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next we get to verse 4, and it's really nice and easy. We're just playing bar chords and some simple strumming. So we start with our D minor, and our strumming pattern goes like this. Down, 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 up, up, down, down, up, down, up. So D minor for one strumming pattern, and then we go to a C major bar chord. So it's at the 8th fret of the 6th string. then we go down to an A minor bar chord. So it's a minor chord bar shape at 5th and 7th frets. So those first 3 chords are played for that full long strumming pattern. And then we go to B flat. So it's just the same as the C, down 2 frets. And then up to a C. And those last 2 chords are just played with a down, 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 up. So verse number 4. Next we get to the solo, and there's 4 lines of tab here. So we're going to start off at the 5th fret of the 2nd string, so the E note here. We're going to hammer on and pull off to the F, like that. So hammer on and pull off, and then back to the F note, so the 6th fret. And at that point I like to just mute everything on the 2 beat. So our next lick is 7th fret of the 3rd string. You're going to bend it up and release, but then pull off to the 5th fret. So that's all in one smooth motion, and I've only plucked the string once. And then back to the 7th fret. So. And then after that, I like to doing a mute, and then on the up pluck, we'll hammer the 5th fret of the 4th string onto the 7th. And then the open 2nd string. So that's the last bit. And in one smooth motion. For the second bar, we do the exact same thing. For the second line of tab, for this first bar, there's 2 minor tweaks to this riff. So it's almost similar to the way we played it in the first line of tab, except at the start, we're just pulling off from the 6th fret to the 5th fret. So we're not doing that hammer on pull off at the start. We're just going straight from 6th to 5th. The next section is the same, but this final section is a little different. So we'll do that mute and then hammer on 5th to 7th and back to 5th, as opposed to the open 2nd string. So, and this first bar. And then the final bar, we hit that 5th fret again, so that G note. And then we go to the 8th fret of the 5th string, so the F, and then down 1 fret to the E. So the second line of tab. For this third line of tab, we're playing almost the exact same thing that we did in the first bar and the first line of tab, except we're not doing the hammer on and pull off. It's just a straight pull off from the 6th fret. So this first bar. Now the next bar differs a little bit. So we'll start off the same way. But then after this bend and pull off to the 5th fret, we're going to bend this 7th fret up again. And then we're going to hit it up at this point another 3 times. And release. So. Now, the other thing you can do is also add pinch harmonics. Now, this is a really subtle skill and you will need to practice this quite a bit. But now, normally when you pluck a note, after you pluck it, you just let the note ring. But what you'll do with the pinch harmonic is you'll pluck it and the side of your thumb will make very light contact with the string. And then you'll get that chime or that artificial harmonic. Now we'll need to do that up at the top whilst you're bent the 7th fret of the G string. So something like that. Now you don't have to do it, but if you do want to do it, that technique will take a little bit of trial and error, and different places where you pluck and do that pinch harmonic will result in different sounds as well. So just experiment with that. So this lick and the bar in total. And then the fourth line of tab is identical to the second line of tab. We add one extra note to the end of the solo, and it's the 5th fret of the 5th string. So the D note, and that ends the solo in that section of the song. So the solo in total. And then the end of the song is just the same as the intro of the song, and those are all the guitar parts you need to learn. So now I'll be doing a full playthrough of the song, and I'll also have some vocals on top for some context. So feel free to play this back as many times as you'd like to practice play along to, and see how you go.
Dimmi le tue verità, Coraline, Coraline, 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 Coraline bella come il sole, guerriera dal cuore zelante, capelli come rose rosse, preziosi quei fili di rame, amore portali da me, se senti campane cantare, vedrai Coraline che piange, che prende il dolore degli altri e poi lo porta E dimmi le tue verità, Coraline, Coraline, 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 Coraline balla come il sole, ha perso il frutto del suo ventre, non ha conosciuto l'amore, ma un padre che gli padre niente, le ha detto in città 5 stelle, un muro talmente potenti che se ci vai a vivere dentro non potrà colpirti più niente, non potrà colpirti più niente.
Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this lesson, then I know you'll absolutely love these other lessons too. So hit the link here. Or if you want to grab a copy of my free guitar ebook, then head over to guitar0tohero.com or click the link here. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.